The state of Iowa is doing the time-honored Republican tradition of starving children for the holidays. Last week, the state's Republican-led governor declined to participate in a federal program that would have provided low-income residents with an additional $40 a month in food assistance during the coming summertime. So summertime, of course, is when students are not in school. Created by Congress last year, the Summer Electronic Benefits Transfer for Children program aims to boost nutrition benefits for families with school-age children who typically receive free reduced price meals during the school year. So again, it's for kids who are under the poverty line, right? So starting in the summer of 2024, eligible families will receive a prepaid debit card with $40 per child for 3 months. Now, the rationale behind the program is that kids who need free lunch during the school year also have to eat during the summertime. That makes sense. But Iowa says, nope, not going to happen. On Friday, the state's Health and Human Services Department said it notified the Biden administration that Iowa would be opting out of summer EBT. Why? Why would they turn on free, again, federal government money for hungry children? Well, Republican Governor Kim Reynolds says it's because the kids are too fat. Quote, federal COVID-era cash benefit programs are not sustainable and don't provide long-term solutions for the issues impacting children and families. An EBT card does nothing to promote nutrition at a time when childhood obesity has become an epidemic. Ah, you see, the children, they can't be poor, they're too fat. What? Look, here's the thing. If you want to make the case that, hey, look, poor people, can be obese as a result of eating junk. Okay, the fact is, though, our food system is such that processed junk happens to be more affordable and easier to prepare than healthier foods. Okay, sure. If both parents are working during the day, which happens in a lot of families that are in poverty, right? They don't really have the time to cook full healthy meals that satisfy the requirements of growing children. And again, can't really afford all the healthy ingredients that requires as well. Hell, there are people who do not need food assistance that also don't have time to prepare super healthy meals. Okay? As opposed to what we have now is very highly processed junk with, again, lots of sugar, that's added in, high fructose corn syrup, et cetera, right? Look, if you're one of those families that can prepare these healthy meals, that do have time, that do have the money to buy all natural ingredients, et cetera, wonderful, that's great, awesome. But you're not the majority here, okay? You're a minority, and we're not really talking about you. Okay. Thing is, getting back to the debit card, right? Again, the whole reason that they're saying, well, the kids they're too fat. They must be eating too good, or whatever. They're eating too much junk. Okay, well, how's depriving them of $120 over that period going to help that? Oh, right. It doesn't actually do anything about that. It's just an excuse to say we're going to reject that federal program. The Iowa Hunger Coalition notes that the 240,000 children in the state who will lose out on that assistance are not going to be helped at all. They're going to be harmed. And furthermore, the Iowa Hunger Coalition, the board chair, Luke Elzinga, points out the hypocrisy of the Iowa Republican government. In fact, he said, this is an unconscionable decision. Announcing 3 days before Christmas that we've deliberately chosen not to feed hungry kids? The Dickensian parallels write themselves. True. He also says that it's incredibly insulting to claim that low-income Iowans cannot be trusted to make their own choices about what to feed their children. We've somehow decided that parents know best when it comes to school curriculum, but not what to feed their kids. Or I'll mention to not allow kids to get gender-affirming care if they need to. That's another thing. I don't know. It seems like the Republicans only want to empower parents when it comes to culture war BS. But when it comes to actually being able to take care of their kids, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to give you the tools or anything if it costs our donors a little bit of money. And by that, I mean, cost our donors, less money in revenue, less money when it comes to, we're going to have to pay slightly more in taxes. You see, we want our tax cuts. That's what all the donors tell Iowa. Okay, that's what all the donors tell Republicans in Washington, right? We just want tax cuts. And so do whatever you have to do just to get us to pay less in taxes. So we'll cut federal programs. And by the way, this federal program is still going to exist. That's free money sitting on the table. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Can't have that. Now, Elzunga added, starvation is not a legitimate strategy to reduce childhood obesity, stating that an abundance of academic research has made clear the link between food insecurity and obesity in the United States. Of course, but evidence, you expect them to care about evidence?
Just forget about the evidence.
That's their mantra. Facts, logic, reason. They don't care. They don't care. No, what's going on here is that Republicans see a poor person and that disgusts them. They're disgusted by poor people. Now, I'm disgusted by poverty, the fact that it exists. And we all should be disgusted by poverty, especially when we live in the richest country in the world, right? But see, Republicans will look at this and they won't be disgusted by the poverty. They'll see poor people as getting what they deserve. You see, they do not see poverty as a social ill to be solved. They see poverty as a result of a personal failing. And they see poor people and children as needing to be punished for that. You're obviously an immoral person because you're poor. You're obviously irresponsible. You're a waste of money. You're a waste of space. Get a job, you bums. I don't care if you're children. You disgust me for being poor. Your parents should have been more responsible. That's how they think. That's how they think. That's what they believe. And that informs all of their different policy positions. That's why they're more than happy to leave money, government money, federal money on the table, because they don't want to use it to help poor people, because they don't think that poor people are deserving of it. They're disgusting. Not the poor people, okay? People like Kim Reynolds in Iowa, Republicans, they're disgusting. Once you understand how they really think, what they really are, what they believe, then you can see all past their ridiculous doublespeak. Oh no, we care so much about the children. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you actually did care about the children, then you wouldn't be doing everything in your power to harm them if they're poor.